Hello everybody, welcome to the Heights. That's football. We're live. It's Arsenal against Manchester City. Big first time they play each other in a long time. They're going for the Premier League. They're going for the Carabao Cup. They're going for the FA Cup. Man City aren't going for the Champions League like Arsenal because they're not in it. But it's the first bit of silverware in England, and it's Arsenal who are the favourites against Manchester City and Pep Guardiola. Look, Arsenal on for an historical quadruple. They may not play great football, but they're on for it. Can Man City put up a little bit of a roadblock today? Lots of changes, to be fair, because there is no Diaz for Liverpool for Man City, and there is no Eze for Arsenal, no Timber either. Gahey can't play for Man City either. They've changed their goalkeepers with Kepa and Trafford starting. But look, it's going to be really interesting. Man City, I think, have had a bit of a roller coaster season. When they're good, they're good. When they're not, they're not. Arsenal, very consistent, but obviously get called set piece FC. So, look, I'm predicting it'll be a tight game, maybe a 1-0 winner. But it can draw a line in the sand. If Arsenal win this, they go to the Etihad in a few weeks, potentially to more or less end the title race. If Man City win this, does it just plant a bit of a seed? Is this a changing of the guard? Is this Arsenal's time? Can they firmly put City in their place? That's what's up for grabs here today. Also, big shout out to Boyle Sports, who are sponsoring our Cup final stream today. Bet Builder for this final, done. Here we go. Sponsored by Boyle Sports. Here is my bet builder. I've got Arsenal to win, both teams to score. I've got Eze to score, which was stupid, but I'm presuming that will change. I don't know how that's going to work. I'm going to actually send a message. Semenyo to have over 1.5 shots and over 9.5 corners. I'm hoping Arsenal go 2 goals up in this game as well, because if they do, then I get paid out, because Boyle Sports have an early payout feature where if your team goes 2 goals ahead at any point, your bet is settled, even if it changes after that. So, you know, if Man City came back and it was a draw. So you can create your own bet builder. And if you don't know what a bet builder is, it's one bet compiling a few things you expect to happen in the same game, player involvement, general match patterns, goals, cards, assists, like I said there, over 9.5 corners, Semenyo to have over 1.5 shots, both teams to score, etc. That's all you need to know. If you want to play, QR code on the screen next to me, link in the description. As always, 18 plus, UK and Ireland only. Please bet responsibly. Terms and conditions are in the description on the screen. Thank you very much for that. And I'm going to drop a note here and say, I have Eze to score. He's not playing. How does that work on my bet builder? Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much to Boyle Sports. Let's get the stats carousel rolling round. Let's start that there and move on. If you haven't caught the Premier League games, Spurs have been spanked 3-0 at home by Forest. Villa beat West Ham 2-0 and Sunderland won 2-1 at Newcastle. Fantastic result for them as well. Mainz beat Frankfurt 2-1. Yeah, okay, we'll close that. There's not really any good games going on today. There we go. Okay, thanks everyone who's tuning in. Please do share the video. As always, Tottenham is going down and these deserve it, says Dougie. Thank you very much. Lee Berman says, remember this is on ITV, so chat might be ahead of you if you're on Sky. Well, we won't know until it starts. I'll go for the quickest one, but thank you, Lee. Come on, Arsenal, don't let me down, says Shinobi. I think Arsenal are definitely the favourites for this, but look, I hope we get a good game. I don't really care who wins this. I would rather Man City win it because I don't want Arsenal to win a quadruple, but I want Arsenal to win the league. It's a bit weird that, isn't it? But I don't support either team, so it's not weird. As a United fan, it's about what's best for me. I'd rather Arsenal win the league than Manchester City as a United fan. But I'd rather Man City beat Arsenal in the Carabao Cup because it stops a quadruple. So that's how the brain works. I mean, if that's unique to me, apologies, but that's just how I look at it. But if Arsenal wipe their arse with Man City and win 4-0, I'd probably say fair play, you know? Anyway, let's get this timer ready. Ready to go there. Please do share the video if you're watching. Can my mum, Catherine, get a shout out? She loves the United stand and that's football. She has you on commentary every match she watches, says Smith. Well, she sounds like a bloody legend. So a shout out to legend Catherine. And thank you very much for being part of this community. Right, get used to the camera at Wembley. Oh, I've just realised, yeah, it's quite flat, isn't it, the camera at Wembley? This is the problem, isn't it? You go from one game to another game and your eyes have to readjust. But we're up and running. So there we go. Declan Rice takes the kick. Camera's more flat, yeah, definitely. But thank you very much for your super chat, Smith. Remember, if you want to do that, you can do that through the $sign. Has Rodri always had Rodrigo on the back of his shirt, or has he just started doing it? Because I'm sure he used to just have Rodri on it. Eze can't play because he played for Palace, says BG. And yet Semenyu's there because he played. I don't get that. I don't know. Sniper says he usually does have Rodri. Raki says Sky Sports is actually ahead of ITV. Well, I'm linked in with Sky. So my timer is Sky. And I've just gone past 1 minute and 3. And ITV is 1 minute and 5 now. So yeah, it's about 5 seconds behind, you're right. I think Eze's got an injury, to be fair. Yeah, a few people are saying that. Yeah. Yeah, we're all a bit thick. Eze signed for bloody Arsenal in the summer. How can he be bloody cup tied? He's injured. God, even I fell in for that. Pratt Bridge. How empty is the stadium? I don't think it will be empty on Arsenal's side. Whether Man City fans are saying they don't want to go to London or pay ticket prices again like they did last year, I don't know. I hope we don't get a red card. Offside, Gyökeres. High line from Man City could make it an easy, interesting game. City side looks a bit empty behind the goal. They won't show that on camera. Who's going to win the style stakes? Arteta in his grey trousers and his black half zip. I haven't seen what Pep's wearing yet. Din says this is Pep's last final. They'll turn up. I personally think we're going to get 93-94 all over again. Arsenal played Sheffield Wednesday in the League Cup and the FA Cup final. They won them both. And I think that we're going to see an Arsenal-Man City FA Cup final as well. Obviously, it won't happen if they draw each other, but I guarantee you if Man City get past Liverpool, those balls are going to get hot and they're going to separate Arsenal-Man City for the final. I've been told from my bet builder I can take out the Eze line. So my bet builder is now Arsenal to win, both teams to score, Semenyo to have over 1.5 shots and over 9.5 corners. So keep an eye on Semenyo's shots because that's the only one I can't really keep an eye on. But you know what? I think it's an easy game. I think it's an interesting game to sort of keep an eye on because it does have ramifications in relation to performance. You know, maybe Arsenal do win the game, but Man City play better. Maybe Man City win the game, but Arsenal get robbed. You know, but I think if one of these teams defeats the other by playing better football, it creates a very big issue. Creates a very big issue in the in the league game that's coming up at the Etihad in a couple of weeks. Do you think VAR will do a good job today, says Uncle Wavy? I hope so. I mean, I don't want to see a final ruined by VAR. Good play by Gyökeres here. He likes to run into those spaces, and it was good. But unfortunately, I think Havertz fouled Kushnerov, so they don't get the corner. I would love. I mean, Tim Gooding says I don't care who wins as long as it's 5-4. I would love to see lots of goals in the game. This is a weakened City team, though. Aki and Kushnerov. Certainly not first choice centre backs for Man City. Although I'm seeing a lot of praise for Kushnerov. I mean, he was a bit shit at the start when they signed him, but I'm seeing a lot of people saying he's growing into the role, and the attributes he's got, he could turn into a really good centre back, which wouldn't be surprising. We're talking about bloody Man City here, aren't they? I mean, their talent profiling is normally very good. Sam says he's got really poor picture quality. No, I haven't got that. Oh, this happens every year. Has anybody actually ever drank a CARABAO drink? I never have. I think I have seen them for sale, which is quite rare, but I've never drunk one. Lindsay says, love these watch-alongs. Thanks for doing them. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's not. It's am I right in thinking it's a Asian company? Because they did the CARABAO draw from there. Remember that draw that the stream wouldn't work. This should be 1-0. What a save by Trafford! Double save by Trafford. Triple save by Trafford. Wow! 3 saves there. 2 from Saka, 1 from Havertz. Could have been 1-0 to Arsenal. 3 big saves by Trafford there. Bit of a warning sign from Arsenal. Havertz onside as well. Lovely ball by Zubimendi. Yeah, good goalkeeping. Made him. That's a training drill. That is. Make a save, get up. Make a save, get up. Make a save, get up. Saka's wearing pink boots. Mark says chicken. As long as it's not Phil Jones, we can all sleep easy, I think. Daniel says Gyökeres has been really good lately. Jeffrey's still recovering from Paddy's Day. Wasn't that last Tuesday? Yeah, definitely a better start by Arsenal. CARABAO lager? CARABAO lager? I didn't know they did lager. Anyone ever tried one? I thought it was an energy drink. Well, they do. CARABAO Sport, isotonic drink. Michael says it's decent. Condiment says it's worse than Bud Light, and that says something. Do you think Rosinia gets booted soon, says Panch? I don't think they will get rid of Rosinia. I mean, I think Tudor will be gone in the next 24 hours. I don't think they will get rid of Rosinia. But Chelsea are in big trouble. 6th place and 6 points off 4th. With Man United, Man City and Brighton your next 3 games. I think it's not looking great for Chelsea. And a couple of weeks ago it was. I mean, they went to Villa, didn't they, in that massive game, and they won, and they battered them 4-1. I thought, you know, maybe Chelsea are going to be all right now, and then it's gone really bad for them, hasn't it? City are struggling here to get out their own half. Rodri did well there. Now it's Bernardo Silva. Cherky. Lots of attacking talent, Man City, but they've got to get the ball to that. Bernardo Silva. Little cross. Haaland. Good defending, Saliba. And he's given a free kick. Do you want to see Spurs go down, Mark? Says DTR. I want to see the team go down that deserves to go down. You know, Spurs have been crap, but if they find some wins, they won't go down. But we've definitely got a relegation battle, and losing 3-0 at home to Forest is shocking when that's a relegation rival. Finals with London clubs should not be at Wembley as not neutral venue for non-London clubs, says Jazzy. The trouble is, where would you play it? If there was a big, massive stadium in Birmingham with like a 70,000, you could do it there. But do you agree with the sentiment that Guardiola only works with existing elite teams and that he can't build from scratch? Says Forms. Well, that's the exciting thing about this Man City project, is it is a rebuild, isn't it? But if he leaves this summer, the rebuild's not been successful, has it? I don't think Villa Park's big enough for a final, really. Dreadnought. What's the capacity of Villa Park? 40? This is 100k. And to be fair, looking at the Man City end, I can't see any massive areas of empty seats. So looks like they've basically filled it. Tottenham Stadium would be perfect, not like they're using it, says Angry Brit. Yeah, but it's still in London, isn't it? We're still in London, aren't we? Thing about Wembley, though, is Wembley relies on having these finals and semi-finals. It's like it's built into the revenue model. I mean, it's an empty stadium. 90% of the year, it's empty. Doesn't get used that much. I think City are up against the wall at the moment, C-Till. It's definitely Arsenal in the ascendancy. Laying down a marker here in the first 12 minutes. Not a great corner by Saka, though. What do you think about Trent Alexander-Arnold not getting called up, says Karam? It doesn't make a massive amount of sense to me. Whatever you think about him, and look, I'm sure we've all got our own opinions on Trent. Like, I can't understand how he's not in a 35-man England squad when he plays for Real Madrid. Who are you playing tomorrow on Ballers League, says Danny. We're playing Vision tomorrow. Hopefully we can get off to a good start. Get some points on the board. Did I go to the old Wembley, says Becky. I helped build it. No, I didn't. I did go to the old Wembley, yeah. I'm trying to think what the best one I went to. 1992, Rumbelows Cup final. United beat Forest 2-0. I think it was 2-0. Was it 2-0 or 1-0? I know McClare scored. It might have been 1-0. I've heard positive things about North Korea's stadium, says Lundershot. Are you looking for the return of Gyökeres to Sporting versus Arsenal, Mark? I'm looking forward to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, yes. I think that Real Madrid Bayern Munich game is going to be box office. I think City are struggling here. They're being suffocated by Arsenal, and there's not a lot of space for them to get up the pitch. Thanks for your super chat, Angry Brit, Forms, Jazzy, Pancha, Uncle Waby, thank you very much. 13,000 watching already. Please share the video. See if we can get up near 20k today. It is a cup final, of course. Now Doku. They need to start getting the ball out wide to Doku and Semenyo and see if they can exploit some spaces. Oh, Nunez did well. Got caught by Hincape. Look at City players running around. It's a yellow card. We don't want to see a red. We don't want to see anything stupid in this final. Let's have a look at it in a slow-mo. Nah, I mean, it's borderline, not even... Well, it's not even a yellow. He didn't touch him, did he? Didn't look like he touched him. From the second angle, it didn't even look like he touched him. I don't think that's a yellow card. And a cup final, I don't think that's a yellow card. And I think Nunez and the normal Man City run around the player has just fooled the referee. And is this Peter Banks, the referee? Oh, he's shocking. He's absolutely shocking. But good start from Arsenal. They haven't really let Man City settle yet. I mean, realistically, if you're Pep, you're trying to get the ball out to Doku to exploit potentially Ben White, who isn't the starting right back for Arsenal. So you're trying to get the ball to Doku. Mr. Bob says this referees the game on crowd and player reactions. Didn't Arsenal drop the trophy when they won it, says Mercer. I think that was 93. Sorry, 94. I don't think they dropped... Tony Adams dropped Steve Morrow and put him in hospital. I mean, that's got to be one of the most unluckiest moments of your life. I think Steve Morrow scored a goal to win the Arsenal the final. Tony Adams had him on his shoulders, dropped him. He broke his collarbone really badly and spent the night in hospital while everyone else was on the piss. It was Aubameyang who dropped it. In the FA Cup. Rice with a big corner. Have you tried CARABAO lager, Mark, says Joshua. I was just literally talking about it. And I didn't even know they did one. Don't let Saka on his left foot. There's a City player down here. Still rolling around. I don't know what happened here. Gyökeres pass and runs and movements lately have been very good, says Daniel. I think you've already told us that once before. Yeah, I mean, Saka doesn't do anything wrong there, does he? I think he catches Cherky on the ankle, but certainly nothing deliberate. As a Man United fan, I hope Arsenal win, says Levi. Stone Rosa says, what would be the most annoying five-a-side Premier League team? I've got Pickford, Silva, Garnacho, Cucurella and Richarlison. I mean, you're probably not far off there, to be honest. Right, here's a bit of space for Nunes to run into. Rare occasion that Arsenal aren't well set, but they've got players back now. Semenyo goes past Incape. Remember, he's on a yellow card. Oh, that was very close onto Haaland's head. It's still with Doku, and it's a corner to City. I think maybe Semenyo's cross just had too much power on it, but look at this. Says goodbye to Incape, puts that cross in. Oh, I tell you what. Probably just had a little bit too much pace on it for Haaland. Close. That was close. So corner to Man City, 20 minutes gone. Easy take for Kepa. Great tackle on Havertz, but Arsenal still have it. Rice. And that will go for a goal kick. Saka's injured now. Lex says everyone's a City fan tonight. Well, Levi's not. He's not an Arsenal. He wants Arsenal to win it. It's weird for me. I want Arsenal to win the league, but I don't want them to win today because I think it keeps that quadruple open. What is the Mark? What is that disgusting spit thing that Pep does? Says Hamza. I think it's a bit like a, what do they call it? I don't know what you call it. It's like Mott says referees being easily duped by City's theatrics here. A tick, yeah, a little bit like a nervous tick or something like that, or a habit, yeah. I don't think he knows he's doing it. Well, he obviously does know he's doing it, but it's just like he does. Yeah, I think it's like a nervous tick or something, or a habit, yeah. So 21 minutes gone. I'd say Arsenal have been the better side, but we haven't really. Well, they had that 3 save from Trafford, 2 shots from Saka and 1 from Havertz. Haaland nearly getting on the cross and the Semenyo cross a couple of moments ago, but effectively both teams very well organised at the moment. Pep and Arteta, it's like a bloody dance-off. Both waving their hands around in the air, shaking their hips. Nice ball into Doku, but Saliba and Gabriel, of course, as we know, are going to be up for this fight tonight. Today, whatever you want to call it. Cherky. First goal obviously is going to be significant. How? Oh, here we go. Super chat here coming in. How? Look, I've explained it already. I've explained this already. Like, I shouldn't have to explain it again. Phil Reddy says, how can you want Man City to win being a red? I've explained it before. I don't want Arsenal to win the quadruple because that trumps a treble. I don't massively care about the Carabao Cup. So if Man City are going to stop Arsenal winning 1 trophy, it can be this one. So that's why. I don't want Arsenal to win a quadruple, but I do want Arsenal to win the league. Everything is technical as a Man United fan, and it's probably the same if you're a Liverpool fan. It's all you're thinking about what you will let happen and what you won't let happen. I don't really like Man City better than Arsenal. I just don't want Arsenal to win a quadruple because I want to maintain our treble as the best thing that's been done in English football. City's treble was better than yours, says Mina. Yeah, it was so good, no one ever talks about it. I mean, City's treble has already been... Have you ever really thought about that? City's treble has already been forgotten. And it's true. People have already forgotten about it. No one ever talks about it. People still talk about United's. It happened in 1999, 27 years ago. I can't even remember the season Man City did theirs. People just don't care. We're well into the game. Good time to check up on my bet builder with Ball Sports. We have Arsenal to win, both teams to score, Semenyo to have over 1.5 shots and over 9.5 corners. Remember, if you're new to Ball Sports, there's a bet £10, get £40 in free bets offer available. Details are in the description or by the QR code on the screen. 18 plus, UK and Ireland only. Terms and conditions are on the are in the description and on the screen. Thank you very much to Ball Sports. I thought actually Semenyo was going to get his first shot off there, but Arsenal have ended up clearing it. Someone just said over 9.5 corners is the easiest of those points. We've had 2 corners so far. City haven't had a shot yet. 26 minutes gone. City haven't had a shot. And remember, Arsenal have done that. Arsenal have done that a lot this season, where they don't even concede a shot on goal. Rob Dobson says people forget their domestic treble too. Says Rob. What domestic treble? Well, Ben White at the moment has done very well against Doku. Hi, Mark. And that's football. Hope you're well and having a good day. Says Daniel. You too, pal. Thanks for tuning in. If you had to build a Baller League team out of EPL players, who would you go for? So a 6-a-side team that could play Baller League. I mean, I do think someone like Bruno Fernandes would be very good in that. I think you probably want somebody that's powerful and really good with their feet. I mean, I think someone like Semenyo could be very good, actually. Because he's big, he's powerful, and he can take people on. Here he is into the box, and he wins a corner. Corner 3. I think Gabriel would probably be a good player, to be fair, defensively. And I think someone like Caicedo would be very good as well. And then a goalkeeper, you want someone who's really good with their feet, but a really good goalkeeper. Raya, Allison. Ngia would be very good, yeah. Corners headed away. Saka's going to take a tumble here. No, he's not. He's going to get cleared by Ben White. A very good final. They are both playing football, says Arsenal 8517. I think they're trying to, but there's a little bit of... they're cancelling each other out a little bit. Cunha would be very good, yeah. Silva's been a bit dirty. I think he's riding the usual Bernardo Silva I don't get booked when I should have been booked ages ago. Train. As Jimothy says, he's done 3 fouls already. And Archie says he always gets away with it. Abdi says, who you got winning the Champions League? If I had to pick anybody at the moment, I'd say Bayern Munich are the best team in Europe, but they might not get past Real Madrid. And then they might not get past PSG if PSG beat Liverpool. So is Foden becoming another Grealish to Pep marks even, Robbie? I mean, I don't know how Foden's made it into the England squad. He doesn't even get picked for Man City. He hardly ever plays. They are looking to bring Calafiori on, I think. Hincape's on a yellow card, and obviously Semenyo has got past him a couple of times. Saka wanted a foul there. Declan Rice read the danger. Haaland trying to batter his way through. But Rice is there to clear things up. Hi Mark, Sun just won the Under-18 Cup final in Dundee today. Very athletic. Big shout out to them. Thank you UK Camouflage for telling us. And a yellow card here for Kushinov. Again, I don't know. Does he get in the ball? Probably doesn't. Probably the right decision, to be fair. What's the biggest weakness of this Arsenal team, says Rex? It's a good question. I don't really know. I mean, you're talking... Their biggest weakness is probably the fact that people think they're a little bit boring, because does a team that's comfortably top of the league, into the quarterfinals of the Champions League, into the final of one trophy, into the quarterfinals of the another, I mean, do they have a weakness? This is a club that hasn't won the title for 21 years, and they're still in 4 trophies. So do they have a weakness? If they have a weakness, maybe style of play. But is that a weakness, really? Oh, Gyökeres is in, but Aki does well to cover off. When's Odegaard going to be back? Mohammed says, boring game. I think it was always going to be like this. I think this game will get won by 1 goal as well. First goal, probably going to win it. See, I mean, I just don't like that. I mean, how long did it take from that? I mean, I don't know if anyone can be asked to do it. From the moment Aki kicked that ball out to the moment the throw-in left Declan Rice's hand, I reckon you're talking 30, 40, 50 seconds. And then it's a long throw as well. It's just so shit. Should United go for Kane in the summer, says Lewis? No, they won't do. It was 46 seconds between to take the throw in. I mean, that's just abysmal. That should not be allowed. Thanks for your super chats, by the way. Don't forget, we've got the World Cup qualifiers on Thursday night. It's going to be a big night. Italy, Northern Ireland, Bosnia Bosnia, Wales, Republic of Ireland play Czech Republic. Lots of teams are in action. Right, Turkey, bit of space. Puts it out to O'Reilly. Arsenal definitely playing very deep with their defensive line today. Doku, nice little ball into Bernardo Silva. Dinks it up, but that's an easy header for Gabriel. And Rice does well. Kiru says the game feels painfully slow. Yeah, I mean, Arteta has set Arsenal up very deep and compact. City trying to play a high line, but very congested midfield. Hope you're doing great. Greetings from Manila, says Rainier. Thank you very much, pal. Hope you're doing well too. Andy Boyce says, do you think this is a dress rehearsal for what we'll see at the Etihad in a couple of weeks? Oh, yeah. Arsenal don't need to lose. Don't need to win. They can draw. So they'll rely on their very strong defence, of course. I mean, games like this suit Gyökeres as well because he likes to counter. Nice ball into Bernardo Silva, but there's not a lot going on. Now Saka with a bit of space. And he does win the corner. And this could be big. Arsenal winning it with a corner would not surprise me. Start, bench, sell. Bellingham, Scholes, Stevie G. Not doing that. Absolute ridiculous. Jude Bellingham plays at the moment, and Scholes and Gerrard haven't played for like 10, 15 years. Come on. Let's be clever. How many corners have we had now? I think this is the 5th. Or the 4th. No, this is the 4th. 4th. Knight says, this is meant to be the best league in the world. I'd rather watch paint dry. Why is Bernardo Silva marking Saliba? Free header on the back post. Hincapié. Over the bar. Is football better to play than watch, says Alessandro. I think 5-a-side's great to play, isn't it? There's Mark Gahey. I'm sure we will see Dowman at some point. I forgot about Vardiel at Man City. I mean, he's a big player for them as well. He's been out for a long time. Mr. Consistent. Gyökeres has been performing okay this season with a brilliant squad around him. Would he have done worse in a lesser one? Just seems a step off always, says Angry Brit. I don't think that... Well, look at Haaland last few games. I mean, it's hard to perform when you're not getting any service. So I do think that Gyökeres, there is still an adjustment period to... give him, you know, what he needs. $50 seconds for the last corner to be taken as well. Yeah, it's ridiculous. They've got to speed these games up. Nice ball into Rodri. He's got to look for something here. It's Semenyo. He's in the box. That won't be counted as a shot, will it? Because it got blocked way before. How would you fix the Premier League? I said this yesterday. I've said it multiple times. You basically say we're going to have a 10-second rule for throw-ins, and we're going to have a 20-second rule for goal kicks, and we're going to stop giving stupid soft free kicks, and we're just going to try and let the game flow as much as possible. It would change the game overnight. Oh, also, we're going to go back to pushing and shoving in the box being a foul when it's anywhere near the goalkeeper. Because United, we score good corners. The Forest corner today was a good corner. What they need to stop is these stupid corners that are on top of the goalkeeper and everyone's pushing and shoving the goalkeeper. Semenyo, he's overhit that. How's the game, says Jade? Shit. Absolute shit. As predicted, it's a bit of a snooze. We'll be looking at squads of international teams ahead of the World Cup at half-time because there's no highlights to talk about here. But I predicted this. I predicted it would be a close game, and first goal probably wins it. Oh, might be a cup of tea coming. That's not the highlight of the half. That literally is the highlight of my half, the hot cup of tea. Thank you. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, City haven't had a shot at all, says Cal. Why is people aren't complaining about him? Oh, how about them? Yeah, well, I didn't say it was going to be Arsenal's fault. It's both teams shutting each other out. Arsenal on the attack. Could have been another corner there. If you predicted this type of game, why did you say both to score and not Arsenal to win in your bet builder? Well, because one team's got to win and both teams to score seemed better odds. I've got another corner. That's 5 corners. I'm halfway there. I need over 9. Mark is the only entertainment in English football, says Rob Dobson. Do you think Saka's fallen off, not because of lack of talent, but because of their fans overhyping him too much, which put him under unnecessary pressure, says Rishab. I like Saka. But I think he holds on to the ball for too long. I think he overcomplicates his game. I think he's better when he plays quicker. Man City have gone short with their corner. Cherky. Little dink to the back post. It's going to be over Haaland. Bernardo Silva will keep it in though. Up against Trossard. Nunez. And again, another overhit corner. Now it's Doku. And a shot blocked. Bernardo Silva. He puts the cross in. Headed away. And now, oh no, they've won it back. 2 minutes to go to half time. Neymar, Rooney, Kaká, bench, start, sell. Sell, Kaká, bench, Neymar, sell, start, Rooney. Very easy. Who's got the worst first touch, Haaland or Semenyo, says Ike. I think Semenyo's got a better first touch than Haaland. It's basically Man City possession around the edge of Arsenal's congested box and then Arsenal counter. Bernardo Silva up against Rice. Stands him up well. Cherky. Semenyo. Into the box. Little dink. Haaland over the bar. First real chance for Manchester City. Semenyo did really well. Straight to the byline. Little dinky cross. And Haaland stretching at it. Can't get his direction on. And over the bar. Who should be the first choice goalkeeper for Spain, says Arsenal? I mean, I'm biased. I'd say Raya. Big Fahad says, when Pep came to the Premier League, everyone started copying his style while playing from the back. Now everyone is copying Arteta and focusing on set pieces, right? I think it's fair to say that. I think it's fair to say that that's what's happening at the moment, yes. 1 minute added on here. We're definitely going to be looking at international squads at half time because there's just really no highlights here. Arsenal have had the best chances. But it was a long time ago. Brentford used a clip of you on Monday night. Yeah, I seen it. I saw it, yeah. Other people, not just me. Bench, start, sell, Messi, Saka, Dauman. Well, I'd sell Dauman, I'd start a bench Saka, and I'd start Messi at the moment. I mean, it's a bit easy, Rex. Let's see what Dauman becomes. Oh, that's a good cup of tea. That's the highlight of my half. At half time. Absolute rubbish. I'm not talking about the tea. Absolutely rubbish. What was your first ever non-United watch-along, says Fraz? I've got no idea. Absolutely none. TRWZ, if you think I'm spending time conversing with you about how to pronounce names, you're speaking to the wrong person, because I don't give a shit. So let's move on. Fatally Yours says, I'm drinking Peroni. I don't blame you. If I hadn't ordered a cup of tea, I probably would have ordered a cup of vodka. I mean, it basically is the sort of game that makes you think, let's just get pissed, unless you don't like drinking. It's crap, but I knew it was going to be crap. I knew it. Absolutely knew it was going to be a crap game. It was. There was no part of me that thought we're going to see a 3-3 high-scoring game. Arteta doing what he always does against Pep, which is slightly disappointing because I think they're better than that now. I think a few years ago, sitting back deep and countering against Pep was a valid tactic for Arsenal. But Arsenal are the best team in the league now. They don't need to sit back and counter against Arsenal. They could play a higher line and trust their defence. But he's playing counter-attacking football. Man City can't break them down. And it's just it's a boring game. And it's almost like it's almost like Arteta's looked at the game and gone, I think we can win this by getting a corner or a counter-attacking goal. And there's nothing against that if they win it, but as a spectacle, it's been really shit. Really, really boring. Charis says, shut up, mate. Why don't you leave? Because you've got 15,000 people who want to talk and have a debate about football, mate. So how's about you piss off instead of being rude in the chat? Gary Neville says it's an intriguing game, says Rudolph the Red, but he's being paid by Sky. I mean, he can't sit there and say, this is absolutely shit. You know, that would probably be breach of contract. Disrespecting Kaka after them iconic games against Milan where he tore United apart, says Carlo. No, I think what's happening there is you've got a different opinion to me. I would sell Saka, bench Neymar and start Rooney. You obviously disagree. Well done. I think that both teams look anxious, says Samp. I don't think they're anxious. I mean, they're full of experienced players. I just think it's a very... Arsenal are definitely playing a deep line. Man City are trying to play a high line. So Arsenal are going to counter. And Man City are trying to create chances against what is effectively, at times, a back eight. So it becomes a game of probably set pieces again, doesn't it? The best thing that could happen would be Man City score, because then Arsenal have to open up. If Arsenal score, we'll just see more of the same. And look, I'm not being critical of Arsenal. They can do whatever they want. I mean, I think Arteta has always been respectful of Pep, and he's being respectful of him again. I just would have thought that, or maybe what we're seeing is Arteta's dress rehearsal for the Etihad game in a couple of weeks, where they'll go and do exactly the same because he doesn't want to lose. So I think you can understand why Arsenal are doing it, and it's effective at the moment. They probably look more likely to score as well. Start, bench, sell, Lewandowski, R9, Kane. I will start R9. I will bench Kane, and I will drop Lewandowski. Rex, thank you. Jellyfish says it's apprentice against the master, and turns out no one wants to make a mistake, which is a lot of what I've been reading this week, and it was my opinion as well. I think that was always the probable selection. Prediction was that we might see that sort of thing, you know. And there's a lot of people going in on Erling Haaland in the chat, and I think you need to understand football a little bit. Erling Haaland is a striker. He is not Kane, and he is not Rooney, and he is not Neymar, and he is not Kaka, and he is not R9. He is a striker that thrives on chance creation. He doesn't get the ball and run past players. He doesn't drop deep and play players in. He scores goals. And if he doesn't get opportunities, he can look anonymous. And there's nothing really... Well, I mean, he got that header at the end, but I get a little bit tired of the Haaland rhetoric in relation to Haaland's done fuck all. But if you look at the game, is he getting any service? I mean, Arsenal, like I said, Arsenal are playing a deep line and very compact. It's very difficult for someone like Haaland in a game like that. Silver should get a yellow, says Rex. Budweiser here, what a terrible advert for football, says Lewis. Trappy says you're wrong, but I don't know what I'm wrong about. I mean, I'm sure I'm wrong about something, but I don't know what I'm wrong about, so I can't really do anything with that. What is your prediction on the Madrid derby tonight, says Almighty? I don't care. I don't watch La Liga, so I don't care. So I'll just say 5-all. Did you hear Rooney say Neymar is not a top-level footballer? I haven't heard that. No, I have, but I haven't. If you know what I mean. I've not really took any notice of it. Whoa. Part says, who's been the better team so far? Because City have more of the ball, but Arsenal defence has been comfortable. I think better team is a very definitive explanation. I think Arsenal look the more likely team to win because they've created better chances. But I wouldn't say it's been good from either team. Becky says it looks like it's going to go to penalties. Going to say Arsenal win on penalties, and what have you got for tea tonight? I've sort of had my dinner, Becky. I had like a roast dinner with stuffing, bread sauce, roast potatoes, veg. Yeah, very nice. I don't know what I'll have for tea. I don't know. Something with toast, I think. Maybe beans on toast. Might have boiled egg and toast, something like that. Sunday night dinner. Seb did win his cup final 2-0. Thank you very much, Rays. Yeah, 2-0. Can you have a look at the Portugal World Cup squad? We did it yesterday. We've already done it. I will look at some World Cup squads, but Ray has been benched, Jay, and so has Donnarumma because they've gone with their cup goalkeepers, effectively. Yeah. Boiled egg and toast for tea. That's mental. What do you mean it's bloody mental? It's a staple Sunday night dinner. I used to get it loads as a kid. Poached egg on toast, yeah. I used to have that loads. People crying because Rooney said Neymar is not at the level of Ronaldo and Messi. But you know what? We're not here to talk about this, but I've always said on That's Football that Neymar, to me, was a bit overrated. I don't put Neymar in the same category as Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, R9, nowhere near. I just don't. I think he could have been, but I think the PSG move, the injuries, I think he's going to go down as one of those players that could have been, you know, iconic. I don't think he fulfilled his talent. But there's a huge amount of people that disagree with that, who absolutely worship Neymar, and that's fine. But not everybody does. And I don't rate Neymar as highly as some people do. I think he's a top-class player, world-class player, in fact. But I don't put him in the same category as Ronaldinho and R9. I just don't. Apologies. Look at Ecuador's squad. They've got some really good players, says Bernardo. Thank you very much for that. And look at one of the... I also think, look, looking at the chat, it just proves the point of what Rooney clearly said. Neymar is a lot of people's upbringing of a certain age. If you're a certain age, Neymar was the thing. There wasn't anything else. So Neymar is like, oh my God, how can anybody say anything bad about Neymar? Because he was your thing growing up. Neymar, you know, I understand that era. But Ronaldo and Messi shit all over him. R9 shits all over him. Zidane shits all over him. Like, there's so many players I've seen better than Neymar because I'm older than you. But I get it. I get why some people won't have a bad word said against him. But it's not a bad word. No one's saying he's not world class. I'm just saying, no, I don't put him in the same category as certain players that I've seen in my lifetime. And that's fine. Fish finger sandwich would be absolutely brilliant, Lewis. I would absolutely love that. I would take Anthony Gordon over Neymar, says Abraham. See, I wouldn't go that far. Definitely wouldn't go that far. Which player like Ronaldinho brought a lot of attention and fans to football? Is there anyone who had an even bigger global influence apart from the GOATs, says Rex? I think Zidane. I think Zidane did absolutely enthrall when he was playing. Yeah, Zidane was a fantastic player. Pre-Ronaldinho. Apart from Zidane, I'm trying to think of, you know, an out-and-out enthralling player that everybody wanted to watch play. There hasn't been that many, really. I agree. It pees me off how some people are tugging one out to Neymar, not close to Ronaldo, Messi, R9, Ronaldinho, says King 7th. Ruan or Jorginho, who's better at their respective field, says Abraham. I don't know who we're talking about here. It's way over my head. I just don't know who you're talking about. Henry or Neymar, Mark, says discarded. Well, shall we run a poll on that? I mean, I think. I mean, I've upset enough people with my opinion, but I don't really care because it's my opinion. But I mean, you're talking about one of the Premier League's best ever players in Thierry Henry, who then went to Barcelona and didn't really do anything. I feel it's Henry, but you know, we can't shit on Neymar too much. I mean, he was a very good player, really. Would a London-based NFL team be successful for you, says Ash. Would they do that? I mean, I like the NFL. I have heard rumours about it, but, you know, it would be like having a Premier League team that plays out of Saudi. I mean, do we want to do that with sport? I don't know. America's a big country. Do they need an NFL team that's not playing out of the States? Who do you think's got the best national squad, Mark, says Oliver? Well, that's what we were sort of working through. I mean, I do think England's got a good squad. Portugal's got a very good squad. France is good. Maybe there's a little bit of bias there, but look, England's defence isn't great. France's midfield isn't great. It's good, but it's not great. Let's have a look at let's have a look at Argentina's squad. Argentina, because I don't think we've done it. So you've got Martinez, Rulli, Musso. No, we did do that Argentina. I remember doing that one. Who haven't we done? Whose squad haven't we done? I wanted to do Mexico, because they're always a team I want to do quite well, but I don't know what shape the Mexican squad is in at the moment. So Ocho is still playing for them. He's got 151 caps and he's 40. Yeah, you're not going to recognise a lot of these Mexican players in the World Cup at all. Most of their players are actually playing in Mexico. Vargas, Atletico Madrid, Vidalgo, Betis in the midfield. And then Raul Jimenez for Fulham. I mean, most Mexican players are playing in Mexico. So they're going to be a complete and utter unknown. Completely and utterly unknown. Players are in the tunnel. We've done Norway's squad. We did it in the last one. Who do you think will start for Brazil? Says Max. Did we do Brazil's squad? I feel like we did do Brazil. Yeah, we did do Brazil's squad because I thought their midfield wasn't that good. Where do you think the English teams are falling short in the Champions League? Complacency, fixture overload, or just bad luck? Barca fan here, says EVPS. I think the English teams are falling short in intensity and ability. We play very slow, stop-start football that's very centric around set pieces. And in the Champions League, look at what happened in the Chelsea game. It's 2-2 and it's 5-2 in 15 minutes in Paris. It's quick, it's intense. They're trying to score goals. Do you think there will be someone better than Messi? Says Discard. I hope so, because I think there was probably a time where people were saying, "Do you think we'll ever see someone as good as Maradona, or Zidane, or R9?" And we got Messi and Ronaldo. So I hope that we will. Evolution is that you take things from the past and make them better. You look at sprinting, what we had with Usain Bolt, we got quicker. So I'm hopeful. I mean, look, who knows? It might be in the next few years, it might be in the next 20 years, but I hope we will. My only fear is that has football changed? I mean, how many players are allowed to play like Messi now? You know, you look at some of the goals that Messi was scoring for Barcelona, started on his own halfway line, skipped past 3 or 4 players. I mean, are players even allowed to do that anymore? That's the problem. Because what we used to see from Messi week in, week out 10, 15 years ago was a player picking up the ball and running past 3 or 4 players. And I don't know whether that's allowed anymore. I don't know whether coaches allow that anymore. As a Canadian, says Bran, I would say England do have the best squad on paper, but paper doesn't count for much. No, exactly. David says, who has the best national kit? England's crap as usual. A lot of people like England's kit. KM Miller Music says, no conspiracy, but the question is, will FIFA favour their golden boy Messi again, and the US wanting to market their own league by favouring Messi and MLS? I don't think Argentina can win it this year. I mean, I think they did very well to win it last time. I mean, if Mawani could finish, France would have won that World Cup. Anyway, we're back up and running here. It would be great to see a City goal just to open the game up a little bit. Remember my bet builder. I'm doing okay in some sense. We have had 6 corners. So I have Arsenal to win, both teams to score, Semenyo to have over 1.5 shots. Apparently he hasn't had a shot yet, but over 9.5 corners, and we've had 6. So they can all come in. They can all still come in. And as a reminder, Boyle Sports early payout feature, if your team goes 2-0 up at any time, your bet is instantly settled there and then, no matter how the game ends. So if your team goes 2-0 up that you're betting on winning, even if it ends up 2-2, they'll pay out when they're 2 goals up. Thank you so much to Boyle Sports for sponsoring the show. And of course, it's 18 plus only, new UK and Ireland customers. Terms and conditions are in the description and on the screen. Please bet responsible, be gamble aware. Thank you so much to Boyle Sports. Right, back to the chat. Do you rate Mbappe amongst the best of this century? No. Because in this century, we've seen, well, R9 played in 2002 World Cup. So Zidane was still playing in 2000 and very good. So, you know, Ronaldinho was playing then as well. So I can think of 10 players better than Mbappe in this century. I didn't see Eusebio play, no, Alpha. It was slightly ahead. I was alive. I was about 40, but I was away for that decade. I'm always feeling down. Please help, says Roz. Well, watch these streams and get involved, have a bit of banter. Get out for a walk. But the best thing you're doing is talking about it. That's half the battle. Man City putting a cross in there. But it's great to have you as part of the community, pal. Look at this. Look at Arsenal here. Back 4, 8, 10. And they're basically playing with a back. God knows what. Haaland got a shot off, but it was blocked. In my opinion, Ronaldo is the GOAT, says Gandhi. Thank you very much. Appreciate your super chats. I know people who think Messi World Cup was staged, says Nomadian. And how crushed were you when Ronaldo left in 09, says Kendrew. Yeah, it was hard. I remember where I was when I heard it. I was going down to Cornwall on holiday. We booked a house out in Constantine Bay. And I'd been looking forward to that holiday because I fucking hated work at that time. And we just literally got there and my mate sent me a text to say Ronaldo signed for Real Madrid. And I was like, fucking hell. So the 1 week holiday I was looking forward to was basically spent pissed off that Ronaldo had signed for Real Madrid. Carey TV says, do you think Ireland will qualify? I hope both Northern Ireland and Ireland qualify. But I don't know. Bondian says we will never see someone scoring 900 goals and providing 407 assists in our lifetime. We'll probably see someone who's either a great scorer or a great playmaker, not someone who has both. Well, this is another corner here, and it shouldn't have been a corner, but it's cleared away. Who's your favourite Danish player, Mark? Rasmus. Kepa. What is Kepa doing? What is Kepa doing? He's booking Kepa. Why didn't he play on? I am baffled why the referee didn't play on here. There is now no advantage to Man City at all. If they play on here, Kepa's out of position. I just don't get why he didn't play on. I'll tell you what, I think that's one of the worst things I've ever seen in football when Kepa refused to go off for Chelsea. Remember, it was at Sarri, who was the coach. That was a Carabao Cup final, wasn't it? No, that's never a red card for Kepa. He's not the last man. But the point is, why did he not let play on? He could have booked him later. Clearly, Onana's the best player of the century, says Recon Guy. What did you do before streaming, says Vish. What, today? I had my dinner. The ref's an idiot. The ref is an idiot. If he was about to square it to Haaland and Kepa wasn't in goal. So you play on and then you go back and book him if you want to. Ridiculous. He's a shit ref though. No bias, he's shit. And that's a crap cross by Semenyo. I don't think it should have been a red card. Henry has beaten Neymar 66% to 34%. Thought it'd be a little bit closer, but he looks miserable, doesn't he? Oh, Vishuk says, professionally, what were you doing? Like working a 9-to-5 job. My last job I had before I did this. So I started this around 2015, and I think I left my job in 2018. So I did it for 2.5, 3 years, part-time with a full-time job along the side, which is what a lot of people do, to be fair. I suppose banking, but wasn't really banking. It was more corporate banking, money laundering investigations, sort of compliance. Boring, really boring. Silva. Look at Arsenal crowding players. Haaland does well to win it back. Doku. O'Reilly. Doku with the feet. Just win a corner there, mate. Trossard will clear it. I wasn't in the police before I did this, no. You're completely wrong. But apparently you know my life better than I know me. I was definitely working in banking before I did this. But, you know, you obviously know my job and my life better than me. But so crack on. This is why I don't like talking about this sort of stuff, because you get people who believe liars online and it just descends into, I'd rather just talk about football. It's 54 minutes gone. Who's your favourite Premier League referee? Oh, there's just so many, Brew. There's so many. Silva into the box. Still going, Silva. Is he going to pass? He gives it to Doku. Interesting cross. Good defensive header. Trossard. Cherky. Arsenal need to start attacking a little bit. You can't just keep parking the bloody bus. Rodri, block. Arsenal are just parking the bus here. It's a strange tactic. They're better than this. I mean, look, it might work, but they're better than this. They're not. They don't need to park the bus against Man City. I don't know why they're doing it. Angry Brit says, if you want to know about Mark's life, go and read his book. Very good plug, Angry Brit. Here's Doku. Arsenal are playing like they're 1-0 up, or they're down to 10 men. They're a lot better than this. They've got the best defence in the league. They've got a very good midfield. They should be playing higher up the pitch. I don't think this is even anti-football. I just think they are. Look at how many players they've got behind the ball. Semenyo That's a shot. That's one shot for Semenyo. Just thinking about my bet builder. Yeah, look, they might win the game, but I think Arteta has shown way too much respect to Man City here tonight. I think they're better than this. I think they could be playing on the front foot more. Who's your favourite club beside United? Who's your favourite club to watch? Says Alex. I don't have a favourite club. I love football. I watch a lot of football away from United, but I don't have a favourite club outside of Man United. Who's my favourite club to watch? This season, it's hard. It's really difficult. I mean, I would say favourite club to watch doesn't mean they always win. I think Newcastle are always a good team to watch because they play quite open. I think Fulham are a good team to watch because they play with wingers. Man City have been a good team to watch this season. But not the last few months. Up until about Christmas, I thought Man City were the best team in the league. But Bayern are a fantastic team to watch. I mean, look, partially they're in the Bundesliga and they're way better than everybody else. But even in Europe, Bayern have been very good to watch this season. PSG are a good team to watch when they're up for it. Frosty says, have you had more tugs or pints? Tugs. Ah, I know what you mean, yeah. I've definitely had more pints. You think about how many pints... You go out on a night out, you have... Then again, I tell you what, that is a debate. As crude as it is, that is a debate. Because if you go out, how many nights do you go out and have 5 or 6 pints? But if you're maintaining... Oh, Haaland. Gabriel did well. No, Saliba did well. The game, Man City have been the better team second half. No shade meant with this, but I thought you said you're in the police on the Happy Hour podcast and saw dead bodies. I really don't want to go into all this. I really don't. I'm watching a cup final. Who was the biggest transfer blunder for Arsenal? Adebayor, Percy, Fabregas, Sanchez. Would Arsenal have won the league if those would have stayed? Who was the biggest transfer blunder for Arsenal? Adebayor, Percy, Fabregas. I think Arsenal were falling off anyway, mate. I don't think any of them... I think at that time Arsenal had their time. Obviously, Sanchez... I think they got rid of Sanchez at the right time. Van Persie, I think Arsenal were falling off then. Yeah. Bernardo Silva. Goal! Man City! O'Reilly! Kepa with an absolute stinker! And I tell you what, Arsenal bloody deserve that. Parking the bus in a cup final, playing so bloody negative. Arsenal are better than that. They've been a bloody shambles here tonight. An absolute bloody shambles. Parking the bus with 10 men in the box, playing a deep line. What is Arteta doing? What is Arteta doing? You know what? City deserve that. Football deserves that. I want Arsenal to win the league, but bloody hell, in a cup final playing like this. Shocking. Shocking approach. Now the game will open up. It's, we've got half an hour left. We might get a bloody cup final now because Arsenal are going to have to attack. It's the best thing that could happen for the game. It's the best thing that can happen for Arsenal fans. Your team might actually start fucking attacking now. Shocking. I just can't get my head around how they've approached the game like this. But having said that, Kepa's mistake is incredible. It's just a simple cross where, look at this. He's just let it slip through his hands. And O'Reilly gets there ahead of Zubimendi. But look at that. Kepa. He's had a crapper there. Oh, he's going to want the ground to swallow him up there. Dear, oh dear. Arsenal are better than that. Embarrassing, says. They are. I think this has been an embarrassing performance by Arsenal, and Arteta has to take responsibility. And look, I've been a big defender of Arteta over the years. I think he's had some unfair stick, but I know football, you know football, and it's very obvious the way that they're playing is park the bus and sit deep, and I just don't know. I don't understand why. Gabriel and Saliba are probably the best two centre-backs in the world. They can play on the halfway line. Why are they defending their box? They've given all the momentum to Man City. It's like he's treated it like a dress rehearsal for the Etihad in the league. It's like he's gone, we don't need to win. We just need to draw. Well, it's a cup final. You do need to bloody win. Anyway, we've got the goal now for Man City. Let's see how Arsenal react. Keir Miller says, all these questions about Mark's personal life, I'm expecting someone to ask how many inches any minute. Won't be answering that either. Arsenal got to attack now. Pep's celebration was big. Let's have a look at the stats. %66% possession for Man City. And I don't think Arsenal have had a shot in the second half. I don't think they have. We've got nearly 19,000 watching. Please do share the video. Look, Arsenal, I want you to win the league. I don't want Man City to win the league. Madueke and Calafiori are coming on, but the approach to this game by Arsenal will be scrutinised massively if they don't get back into this game, because for an hour, inexplicably, ridiculously, he's defended his box with 10 men behind the ball, and I just don't get it. I just don't get it at all. It's an incredibly stupid approach to a cup final, which doesn't give you league points. Too respectful to Pep. And it's still Man City on the attack. Doku. Nunez. Into Rodri. Into Nunez. Little dink. They're queuing up. It's 2-0. Oh my God. Arsenal are getting their arse spanked by Man City. And Man City are grabbing Arsenal and wiping their arse with them. This is an absolute shit show from Arsenal. It's a double for Nico O'Reilly. And Man City are 2-0 up against Arsenal. The supposed best team in the league have played Man City like they're playing prime Barcelona and they're Stoke. I don't understand these Arsenal tactics at all. And actually, in fairness, this is a win for the team that's trying to attack. Because Arsenal have played terribly. Their approach to this game is embarrassing. To park the bus at Wembley and sit back and do fuck all in an attacking sense is embarrassing. Man City have kept going and going and going, and now they've got a 2-0 lead, and Arsenal have got themselves to blame. 2-0. Wow. Justice to football, says the chat. The thing is, I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you. I want Arsenal to win the league. I don't want Man City winning the league. But in this cup final, as a one-off game, the right team is winning. It's a shit show from Arsenal. And their fans will be fucking fuming. I know it's only a Carabao Cup final and you'd give that up over the league and the Champions League. But this is an embarrassing approach to a game of football. I don't know what's going on with Arteta. Is he just scared of Pep? It's like he's terrified of Pep Guardiola. Has he not seen Man City drawing to bloody Forest? Did he not see what did Man City do in the league last week? Then they dropped points there as well. They drew with West Ham. Last two league games, drew to Forest, drew to West Ham. And he's parking the bus at Wembley. Madness. Absolute mad approach. Arsenal's approach to this game is baffling. Absolutely baffling. Well, look, from a purely spectator point of view, it's probably good. Because, yes, Arsenal have got the lead, leagues points-wise, but this is going to be a psychological hammer blow for Arsenal. I'm not saying they won't win the league, but it's the submissive approach of the game. It's just how submissive they've been. That's the thing that's going to hurt the most. They've just been so submissive. It's like the white flag went up. It's like they were playing against 10 men. It's like they were playing with 10 men. $20,000 watching. Wow. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Can't win the quad defending. Also boycott the World Cup, says Speed. Starboy Saka is shining, says Berlingo. Arteta's allergic to winning anything, says Gems. They deserve this. Do they know it's a final, says Sam. I reckon they thought there was points up for grabs. I think they thought this was the league game. Look, I said about this game, it doesn't really matter to me who wins it. It's a Carabao Cup final. I'm not massively bothered. I want Arsenal to win the league. I don't want them to win the quadruple. So if Man City win this, they can't win the quadruple. So that's a positive. But you also watch a game. And if Arsenal had rolled up here and won 3-0, I'd have said, fair play, well done. But watching this game, it's been a shit show. An absolute shit show. The way that they've approached it is shit. Ben White's left one on Cherky here. Yellow card. They deserve this. Do they know it's a final, says Sam. What's your favourite Pokemon, says Ramon. Don't do that. How many inches is it, Mark, says Camels. Goalkeeper Howler, says Kenneth. Oh, thank you very much for that. I've seen enough of this. A lot will bottle the league, says Harrison. Pep was really saying, have it with that celebration, says Kenneth. Well, look, I wasn't going to use this because it's a cup game, but I actually think it's quite relevant. This is probably more relevant. I never thought we'd be using it in a cup. Look at that. 9-point gap in the league. Man City game in hand, win that, 6-point gap. Man City at the Etihad, win that, 3-point gap. It ain't over yet, is it? And I tell you what, I'll tell you why it's not over. Because what this has shown is that Arsenal can't go to the Etihad and defend and get a draw. Because that's what I don't know why he was trying to get a draw in a cup game. I mean, it's a weird tactic, but what it has shown is that if Arsenal think they're going to the Etihad and parking the bus, it won't work. And also, Arsenal have got the Champions League. Man City don't. But I think they thought they could just defend this out, get a corner. I don't know what. I can see what they were trying to do defensively. They were trying to park the bus and not concede. But I don't know how they were going to win it. I don't know what the plan. I mean, look, half time 0-0. Come out second half. For the up until whenever O'Reilly scored the first goal, Arsenal did sod all. So what were they doing to try? What were Arsenal trying to do in the second half to win this game? Somebody give me the answer. I actually do not know. O'Reilly scored in the 60th minute, so we'd had 15 minutes of the second half since half time, and I couldn't see anything from Arsenal other than sitting back and defending. How were they trying to win this game? I don't know. I genuinely do not know what they were trying to do to win the game. What happened to Zayn Miassi, says Jack? I don't know. Maybe he retired. Starting Kepa was stupid, but James Trafford's playing at the other end. It's not unusual to put your. I don't think you can. I don't think you can moan at Arteta for that. You know, plenty of people do that. I'm terrified to see what will happen to Arsenal when they face the first decent team in the Champions League over 2 legs, says Abraham. Keel Robinson says next goal wins. Harrison says I've seen enough. This lot will bottle the league. Pep was. Thank you very much for that. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. If you are new, we're only 100 subscribers away from 465,000. So get involved with That's Football. I will be doing a match reaction after this, but also Thursday night we've got World Cup qualifiers, and the following Tuesday night England on Friday. So we're going fully international over the next week. Some really interesting games. Our featured game on Thursday is Italy, Northern Ireland, but we'll be keeping an eye on Ireland against Czech Republic. Wales against Bosnia, and all the other games involving Denmark, Turkey, everybody else. So very excited about that. Can Arsenal get back into this? I would be very surprised if they can score 2 goals in 20 minutes, but I suppose stranger things have happened. I think this is the first time they've been in the Arsenal half, the Man City half, for a very long time. So, Arsenal with a corner, a free kick here. If they're going to get back into it, they need to score soon. Straight at the keeper, header from Calafiori. Arsenal, look, I've got to do DR Sports with Robbie tomorrow morning, and I know he's going to be, you know, devastated. I know Arsenal fans bash our assistant coach with the Baller League Gold Devils is an Arsenal fan, so they're going to be gutted by this. But I think any fan can deal with losing a game when you have a go. The thing that's going to piss Arsenal fans off is that the tactics were shit. Nobody wants to watch their team in a final park the bloody bus and have no attacking idea. And look, all will be forgotten. If they go and win the league, all will be forgotten. But it just shows you with Arteta, he's still got that issue of doing strange things. I think it's a Pep thing. I think he's just scared to have a go at Pep. And look, I said it in the first 5 minutes, so it doesn't matter. I personally think Saliba and Gabriel, call me out there, I think Saliba and Gabriel are good enough to play on the halfway line. And I don't know why they've played so deep today. I don't. It makes no... They've lacked the courage, says Derek, and you're absolutely correct. They've lacked courage. Strange approach. And this will give Man City a lot of confidence. It really, really will. Because Arsenal have done next to nothing. Yeah, Baller League tomorrow night. Please do tune in and support us. It'll be on the Mark Goldbridge channel. We'll whack up the link some point tomorrow. Please do give us some support. Game week 2. We'll be live streaming that from our booth, and then I'll have our game on as well. So thank you, everybody. Please do tune in. There is an 8 o'clock show on the United Stand tonight as well, yes. It's going to be a long international break for Arsenal, yeah. You reap what you sow, though. Like, I don't know. Nice ball here. Saka trying to keep it in. Nico Riley probably going to be man of the match, isn't he? 2 goals. Fantastic player. I mean, England are blessed. We've got O'Reilly. We've got. It's funny because some Man United fans, not me, think that Luke Shaw should be in the England squad. If you've watched football, Lewis Hall and O'Reilly are just on a different level to him. And he looks confused, Arteta. He does look confused. Well, look, one positive, at least we're not sat here with 10 minutes to go, still 0-0, confused as to why Arsenal are parking the bus and we're heading towards extra time. If you're somebody that wants to see the Premier League change the way it is, if you want to see quicker games, a quicker flow, then football has won tonight. The team that's tried to play football is winning. I don't necessarily agree with the criticism of Arsenal this season, but on the evidence today, I'd have to say it's been as bad an approach to a game as I've seen from Arsenal all season. I think it's been disgraceful, really. But they are attacking here. Calafiore, oh, I tell you what, he's had 2 decent chances in the last few minutes, a header from a free kick. And he's hit that quite well. But this is what I mean. Arsenal are attacking now. And they could have been doing this a long time ago. He's hit that really well. Really well. I mean, it's hit the post. But this doesn't surprise me. When Arsenal attack, this is what they can do. But they've refused to do it until it's too late. And you look at Arteta like this going, oh, and you feel like going, twat. Why? You sat there for an hour not attacking. And that's the thing that would piss me off if I was an Arsenal fan. It would be that you know Arsenal can beat Man City. You know they can play on the front foot, and they just chose not to do it. Yeah, please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. I tell you what, it's going to be it's going to be a very exciting. Well, I think football from now until the start of next season, I think it's going to be a very exciting next few weeks. Obviously, we've got these World Cup qualifiers. I think the transfer window is going to kick off in the March international break as well. I think people have to start talking to players because of the World Cup, and it's going to shorten the window. Then when we come back, you've got Champions League quarterfinals, PSG, Real Madrid, Liverpool, PSG. Sorry, Bayern, Real Madrid, Liverpool, PSG, Sporting, Arsenal, Barcelona, Atletico. Obviously got the latter stages of the FA Cup, the latter stages of the Premier League, relegation, title, that Etihad game between Arsenal and Man City. It's the business end, and we were watching the relegation battle games at 2 o'clock. There's an interesting, what's going on with Chelsea and Liverpool. It's fascinating. For the Champions League spots, it's going to be fascinating for the league. And then at the end of it all, we've got a World Cup. So, yeah, exciting time. So make sure you do subscribe to That's Football because we've got you covered for everything between now and the end of the World Cup. I still think I still think Arsenal will win the league. I mean, look, Arsenal can still do the traditional treble. They could win the FA Cup, the Premier League, and the Champions League. But I don't think if the trouble is, I don't think they'll win the FA Cup if they have to play Man City again. Because look at psychologically, what's he going to do? Park the bus again? It's that psychological hammer blow, I think, for Arsenal here. Because it's 1-0 to Man City, isn't it? Man City have got the silverware. Arsenal haven't. Losing with a bloody whimper. So even if we get a repeat of this in the FA Cup final, will Arsenal try and attack that one? I don't know. Suppose if Arsenal were to choose to lose one cup final, it would be this one if they win the other 2 in the league, says Simon. Yeah, I do agree with that. But, does that excuse the way that they've approached this game? Leon, one of our members, says, are you doing the United stand? And hope you're doing well in your family. You too, pal? Yeah, we are. 8 o'clock. It's actually set up already. Boss Battle Critic says it's a mix of Stoke set pieces and Mourinho's Chelsea. It's anti-football and I pray it doesn't win the league. Bart says, we always get the most criticism for our way of playing and this match is the only true example of that criticism. We fully deserve this result. Zabia says, Gyökeres needs download for X Fitness. He needs to get way more explosive and lean up. And Vibor says, off topic, but percentage-wise, chances of Spurs going down. 50-50. I think 50-50. They've got to drop. They've got to sack Tudor tomorrow. Logical Reactor says, Solsky says, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Bringing on Kepa is the biggest mistake. I don't think that is a big mistake. And I think if Arsenal fans moan about that, they're completely missing the point. And I'm going to mention that in my match reaction. Kepa didn't lose Arsenal this game because Arsenal used their cup goalkeeper and Man City used their cup goalkeeper. It's not because of Kepa that you've lost the game. You made a mistake. You lost the game because you never tried to win it. That's why. Stephen Willock says, Zane's dad finally cut up his credit card. Craig Moore says, what was your inspiration to start doing watch-alongs? The United Stand community. We just started the channel. I was doing like match reactions and a Sunday night show. And somebody in the chat said, why can't you just go live when there's a match on? I was like, that sounds a little bit weird. And they were like, yeah, do it. So we just tried it one game. We had the match on with a live chat, and that's how it started, really. Yeah. Thank you, Craig, for your super chat. True Gent says, you were all saying bottlers a few weeks ago. Now we're 9 clear. Remember that. Very fickle. Yeah, but True Gent, forget the whole you're going to win the league stuff. We're not talking about that because I think you will win the league. Explain to me as an Arsenal fan, are you happy with that shit? Are you happy with that approach to a cup final? Because if he was going to do that, he may as well have played the kids in the first round and got knocked out. All the games you've gone through to get to this final. You beat Chelsea over a 2-legged semi-final to turn up in a cup final and play like this. So forget the fact you're going to win the league and the, backing your team, which is respectable. Have a proper conversation about the way you've approached this game. Because if you're an Arsenal fan and you're happy with that, that's incredible to me. Your manager decided to come to a cup final and park the fucking bus at 0-0. Why? What's that all about? I think City's press had to do with those 15 minutes, says Vishnush. Thank you very much. Will you be at the World Cup or any of the games, Ashi? I haven't even decided yet. We're sort of working on a project at the moment that hopefully we can announce in the international break. And obviously the Baller League. So been very busy over the last few weeks. But the World Cup is, yeah, we'll let you know our World Cup plans when we know. But there'll be loads of watch-alongs on here. And we will be World Cupping it up on That's Football. So yeah, make sure you subscribe. Thank you. Problem is, we'll be amazing next game and people will say we're the best. Then do okay, then draw. People will say we bottled it again. The fear I would have if I was an Arsenal fan is that when you play, I don't know, Barcelona in the semi-final, or PSG, or Bayern, or Real Madrid in the final, or Man City at the Etihad, or Man City in the FA Cup final, you'll do this again. He bottled it. He bottled it. You're one of the best teams in the world, and he bottled it. He chose to bottle it, and he didn't dare attack. And that's what would worry me as an Arsenal fan. You're better than that. You're good enough to push your defensive line up. You're good enough to play a little bit more attacking, and he parked the bus. And I think that's a coward's way, because they're better than that. You know what? If this was Man City against Burnley and Burnley parked the bus and tried to counter, I'd completely understand it. But Arsenal are better than this. They should. I don't get it. I don't get it. Who's your favourite to win the World Cup, says Rodri? I've got no idea. I've got no idea. I'm saying England, because I don't think there's a standout. A lot of it, I think a lot of who wins the World Cup comes down to the draw as well. What's the pathway to the final? Because we saw it in Qatar. Like there was an easy side and there was a hard side. And I think with the volume of games and the travelling and the heat, I think if you can get on the right side of the draw, you might only need to win 1 or 2 tough games, you know? It's mad how Arsenal are attacking now. Here's Gyökeres. He's not going to keep that in. Arsenal fans are leaving. Wow. They're not coming back, are they? In other football news, apparently Payet has announced his retirement at 39. He was a very good free kick taker. Off the bar, Jesus! Gyökeres wants a penalty. He's not going to get one. That would have, to be fair, that would have set up an interesting finale. How's my bet builder doing? Not got enough corners, have we? Is that how we are for corners at the moment? We only had 6. We've not had a corner in the second half. Yeah, we've only had 6. And I also need both teams to score. I think Semenyo has done the shots. Oh, I had Arsenal to win as well. It's over. I've got to say, Premier League predictions, Robbie has had an absolute shit show. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, and he's got 1. It's a 4-point turnaround. It's a nightmare of a week for Robbie, and Arsenal have lost. I've got 4 points on him this weekend. He was 3 points ahead. That's unheard of. To have a 4-point swing, I mean... And it's City on the attack. Cherky, he's had a good game. He's enjoying himself. And it's headed away. To be honest, he's took the piss, Cherky. How would you feel if Arteta was United's manager, says Runuk? What, tonight? I'd be fucking fuming. Look, people call it negativity. I call it standards. I don't know why it's negative to moan. People go, you can't moan, you're top of the league. You can't moan, you're in a Champions League quarter-final. Standards are standards are standards. I mean, the way Sir Alex Ferguson talked Man United fans is, you win the league and then you go again. You don't sit back on your morals and go, oh yeah, we've won the league. I think that I would look at it today and I'd go, yeah, we are 9 points clear of the top of the league. Well done. We are in the Champions League quarter-final, but you've just embarrassed us at Wembley against Man City. It's not okay to be shit. Like, it's not okay to be shit. Somebody said, what a save by Trafford. And unless Trafford controls the bar, that hit the bar. Cherky's coming off. Well, it's the second 2-0 cup final win I've seen today. My son's team won 2-0. Shout out to them. And Man City are going to win 2-0 here. Foden coming on. Don't know what he's doing. I tell you what, 2 things I'd say today. Why has Tuchel got Solanke in the World Cup squad for England in the international break over Welbeck? It's madness because he's crap. And why is Foden in the England squad? I mean, the guy gets 4 minutes. It's mad. Four minutes added on. I am going to go and do the match reaction straight after this, so I won't be watching trophy lifts. I'm not a Man City fan. I'd say the same for Arsenal. Fair play. What I would say is, because they are going to win the game, fair play to Man City. They've approached this game in the right way. They've tried to win a cup final. They've played... they struggled in the first half because it's been hard to break down Arsenal's park the bus back 9. But second half, they kept probing and probing and probing. It did take a mistake by Kepa, but Arsenal had to open up then, and then they conceded again. The right teams won. The team with the right approach has won. And I don't even support Arsenal. I'm massively disappointed with them. Massively disappointed with them. To approach a game like this in a cup final, I think it's disgusting. I think Arteta should be refunding the fans. Nobody wants to turn up to Wembley and watch their team park the bus. Nobody does. Would you let your son sign for Liverpool, says Rodri? Mate, if he's good enough to play for Liverpool, he can play for Liverpool. I'm not bothered. I would have done it. If somebody said to me, you can only play football in the Premier League, but you've got to sign for Liverpool, I would have done it. It was my dream to be a professional footballer. I didn't make it. Respect to all those who did. It's okay. All the best teams drop out everything else to win the league. You only hear about it when it says, though, says a true gent. I admire the fact that you're defending this, mate, but as a one-off game, I think Arteta got it wrong. King 7 says Fiddly Foden. Thanks everyone who's tuned in, by the way. Absolute legends. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We are only 53 subscribers away from 464,000. Thank you so much. Don't forget Baller League tomorrow night. Hopefully we're going to get our first win. We'll be streaming all night from 5 o'clock on the Mark Goldbridge channel. It's also live on YouTube and Sky Sports. Still a minute to go here. There ain't no way back for Arsenal. And look, ultimately, Arteta has been schooled by his master again. Too much respect. Wrong idea. Embarrassing. It's incredible how somebody does that by hand. I mean, it's miraculous the way that is done by hand. Who has handwriting like that? It's mad. So they're writing the name on the trophy, and it's actually written, but it's got to be the same as every other one above it. It's mad. Incredible. Well, it'll be interesting to see the reaction here, because I think Man City will rub it right in. Liverpool need to sign Onana as manager. And there it is, the final whistle. Man City will enjoy that. They are enjoying it. Nico O'Reilly, the man of the match, no doubt about that. What a season he's having. Pep's loving it as well. Didn't see the interaction with Arteta. But they're enjoying it. They're enjoying that. And it's quite rare. Look, you know, people will take a pop at Arsenal players, but I think ultimately sometimes as a coach, you have to take responsibility. And I think that was a tactical disaster class from Arteta to approach the game in that way. That's a coaching decision. You know, you can't blame players for missed chances or, you know, indecision. They clearly sat deep and it didn't work. So what a crap day to support a London club, says Rubber. There we go. Okay, I'm on the United stand at 8 o'clock. I'm going to record a match reaction now. Crazy to think this team probably wins the league. They have been absolutely schooled. Complete no-show, says Wilbur. Yeah. Yeah, Arteta's going to have a long international break thinking about that because he got it wrong. It's how he responds to that now, isn't it? I'll see you on the United stand at 8 o'clock. Don't forget Baller League tomorrow night on my channel, and I'm going to go and do a match reaction now. Take care. What a show. Stay safe. I'll speak to you in a bit.